Hello, good morning all. So my name is Dilip. I'll be your trainer for the Servicenow administration and development. So let me introduce myself. I have around 9 years of experience on Servicenow platform as a developer, and I'm working in one of the MNC company on Servicenow platform. And I have a good amount of experience on training the candidates on the development and administration. So I've been doing this since last 6 years. I've trained more than hundreds of candidates on the ServiceNow platform, and yeah, that's about me. So what we'll do, we'll just quickly understand each one of you, your name, and then your technical background, if you're already working or not. If you're working, is it relevant to the IT or is it non-IT? Just a quick intro from each one of you. Let's start with Satya.
Yeah, this is Satya. Currently,
hi.
I am working Genpact Technologies. I am 15 plus years experience in the IT. My background is the Oracle Fusion Middleware content management related stuff, enterprise content management. I want to chance to migrate in the service now. If there any opportunity for me, it is useful. We will continue this.
Nice, thank you. Alivelu.
My name is Alvelu. I am from computer science. I completed graduation in 2023.
All right, thank you. Sai Deepika.
Yeah, my name is Sai Deepika. I am from Guntur. Actually, I am from CSC background, but I worked as a junior lecturer from the past 3 years. Right now, I want to come to the software side. That's why I am learning service now.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Prabhakar.
Yeah, this is Prabhakar. I have 4 years of experience in non-IT. Currently, I'm working in Wipro Solutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all for introducing yourself. And let's get started. So today we'll be having a short background and introduction of ServiceNow application, and we'll see some of the details crisp and clear. Right. So let's start with ServiceNow. ServiceNow introduction. Right. So ServiceNow, how do you generally call or define a ServiceNow application? So you might be seeing various applications in the market, but what is ServiceNow and how do you define it? And what is the definition that you can give for ServiceNow? So ServiceNow is a cloud-based ticketing application. Ticketing application, which is used for managing the IT activities in the organization. Okay. So ServiceNow is like any other application. It's also one of the application, but it is a cloud-based application. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. So ServiceNow is a cloud-based application. And what is the purpose of it? It is mainly used for ticketing purpose. So we'll understand what is this ticketing. And it's a ticketing application, and it's also used for managing the IT activities in the organization. Right. So let's take some IT activities. What do you mean by IT activities in the organization? Okay. So for those who are already working in the organization, they might be knowing what is this IT activities. Say, for example, you need to request for something in the organization. You wanted to replace your laptop, right? Your office laptop is not working, or you're facing some issues with your office laptop. What do you generally do? You'll ask for replacement of the laptop, right? So how do you ask for replacement? You can't simply go to a person and ask for replacement, right? You'll have to raise a request. Okay, there will be some end users portal in the organization. You will log into the end users portal, and then you will raise a request there, asking for mentioning all your details, your project name, and why do you want to replace your laptop? What is the issue? Is it something related to the operating system? Is it something related to the memory space issue, or is something related to the applications are not working properly? So you'll mention the issue, and you will ask for replacement. So once you fill all the details, you will submit the request. Once you submit the request, it will be assigned to some backend team. Backend team will be assigned with your request. They'll work on your request and they'll get back in a week or a 10 days based upon the duration, right? So this is what the process that is followed for raising a request. So every organization will have some end users portal, okay, through which a request will be raised. This is one of the IT activity. Managing the request is one of the IT activities in the organization. Similarly, you're facing some issue, right? Maybe some application related issue. You're working on your project and you're using project related applications and you're facing some issue. And what do? What kind of issue you're facing? Maybe some slowness issue. Application is not working fast and you're seeing a lot of slowness on your application or even any other applications on your laptop. So what do you want to do? You want to raise a complaint. Okay. Complaint in IT we call it as incident. Okay. So what do? You'll raise a complaint. So complaint is about applications are running very slow, because of which you're not able to work properly, right? So now how do you raise a complaint again? Again, you log into the end users portal of the organization and you will raise a complaint mentioning what is your issue. So the complaint or incident will be assigned to some team, backend team, the team who is managing the applications. Okay, the application which you are facing the issue, and the incident will be assigned to the team who manages the application. The support team from the application will check on your issue. They'll try to resolve. Okay, so this is handling the incidents, handling the issues. This is one again, managing the incidents or issues is again an IT activity in the organization, right? Let's take some other example. So tomorrow, after a week, some new people are joining in the organization. Like, so whenever there is a new joining process, so HR team will have many responsibilities, right? So they have to onboard the employees, they have to complete all the onboarding formalities for the new joinees, right? So there will be separate onboarding process, right? So all the onboarding formalities processes will be carried out through some HR onboarding process. Again, how is it done? Through some request. Again, it's also one of the IT activities in the organization, employee onboarding, right? So making sure that candidates are joined on date and then collecting all the required onboarding documents and then granting them access to the organization by providing some ID card and then some payroll related activity like opening bank account and uh, making sure that they uh, are allocated with some access related to some applications in the organization, right, for completing their onboarding stuff, right? So this is all onboarding process. Again, this is one kind of IT activity. Similarly, some people resigned in the organization, right? And once they put up the resignation request, right? So how do they resign? They'll raise some request, resignation request in the organization. After they raise a request, the resignation request will be following its process. So there will be notice period of 45 days or like 2 months, right? Depends upon the policy of the organization. And then so as part of onboarding or separation process, sorry, offboarding or separation process, there will be something like uh, all the assets are to be submitted by the employee before he leaves, and then there should be no dues from the financial section, and there should be the knowledge transfer happening, right, from the resigned employee to the team, and all the formalities, right, whichever are supposed to be completed as part of offboarding, all will be all will have to be completed. So again, that's also one kind of IT activity, right? And so this is one kind of IT activity. Let's take other example. So you're working in the project, right? You're working in the project, and you have developed some code, right? And you want to migrate your code from one environment to other environment, right? So you can't simply migrate your code just like that. There will be some process, migration process. So you'll have to raise a change request, and you'll have to mention all your deployment details, migration details, code migration details. How do you want to migrate, and what are you actually migrating? When do you want to migrate? And if the migration fails, what is your backup plan, right? And so all these things regarding the migration will be taken care of by a change request, right? Again, this is one kind of IT activity. So for carrying out all these IT activities, so there are many other IT activities, right? So we are talking about few examples here. So how all these IT activities are managed, okay? So you can't manage them manually, right? You can't manually go to a person and ask for solving your issue, application related issue. You can't go to a person and ask them to uh, raise a request for your laptop replacement, right? You can't simply go and ask a person to please replace your laptop directly, right? There should be some process. So that is what we discussed till now. So all these processes are automated, right? Automated through an application. So that automated process through an application, and that is nothing but ServiceNow. ServiceNow is an application which has all these IT activities managed, automated processing, automating the process of all these IT activities. So ServiceNow is one application which is used for this purpose. So that's the reason ServiceNow is called. It's an application which is used for managing the IT activities in the organization. What do you mean by ticketing application here, right? So now ticketing means some ticket. So ticket, some of you might be already knowing what do you mean by ticket. So you raise a request, you get some number, ID, right? So related to your request, there will be some ID generated. That's nothing but a ticket, right? And for example, you raise a request for your laptop replacement. After you raise a request, you will get some request number. That's called a ticket, right? You raise an issue or a complaint regarding something, and you get a request number or an incident number. That's a ticket. Regarding the deployment, code deployment or code migration, you raise a change request. Again, that's a ticket, right? So ServiceNow is an application which is used to raise a tickets, basically. Okay, tickets, and these tickets are used to manage the IT activities in the organization, right? So anything that you want to do, you have to raise a request there. Why request? So every work, every activity should be tracked in the organization. You can't simply do anything without any tracking. Okay, every small thing that you do, it has to be tracked, audited somewhere. So you'll have to raise a request or a ticket. So ServiceNow is an application which is used for raising tickets basically. That's only a small part of it, but apart from raising tickets, it has many other things. So we'll talk about them as well. So ServiceNow is an application, is a ticketing application, which is used for managing all these activities, whichever I have discussed so far. Getting it? So there are many other applications in the market which are used for managing the IT. Okay, but ServiceNow is most successful cloud-based application among all the other applications. Okay, so other applications. So some of you might be already knowing something about like other applications like BMC Remedy was one ticketing application, and Jira is other application, like many others. But ServiceNow has become most popular among all the other applications because of following features, because of its features. So let's discuss about features. So people call it as Snow in short. Okay, ServiceNow. So features. So as I said, it's a cloud-based application. Cloud-based application means like it's uh, it can be accessed from anywhere. Okay, you just need to have a laptop and internet connection, and you should know your URL, ServiceNow URL. Okay, or it is called an instance URL. So you should know the URL and you should know the login credentials, how to log into that URL, and you should have some internet connection and a laptop or a desktop, right? So you can access it from anywhere. Okay, so project related ServiceNow environments will have some SSO kind of login, but few of the organizations, they are uh, uh, making sure that their instances are open sourced. They can access them. They can be accessed from anywhere. But few of the organizations, they maintain some security standards for logging into the ServiceNow. Okay, their company's ServiceNow instance. So for which you need SSO login. So features. So let's talk about features. Cloud-based application. It's a cloud-based application like Google, Gmail, like Google Drive, Facebook. You can log in into ServiceNow from any place, from any device. Okay. So it's a cloud-based application. There is no condition that you have to log in from a specific device only, because few of the applications like BMC Remedy, uh, they are machine specific. So you can log into Remedy only from a dedicated machine where this is installed, but it's ServiceNow is not like that. You can access from any machine provided you have proper access to the application. Right, next. It has multiple applications to manage IT in the organization, like ITSM, IT service management, ITBM, IT business management, ITOM, IT operations management, CMDB, HRSD, HR service delivery, right? ITAM. ITFM. Right. Event management. Right. So these are all the applications. There are many other applications. So some of them are these. ITSM. So most popularly heard application in the market for ServiceNow is ITSM, IT Service Management. It is mainly used for managing the incidents, problems, change request, knowledge, and then service catalog. So I was talking about issues, incidents, right? So that incidents and issues, change requests are managed using ITSM. ITBM, IT Business Management. It is used for managing the business related activities of the organization, like projects, demands, and budgets of the project. All those things are managed in the ITBM. ITOM, IT Operations Management. So it is mainly used for operations in the service now. So there are few operational related activities like mid servers and discovery, setup, process run. And why this ITOM is mainly used for is like you have different assets in the organization, like hardware assets, software assets, servers, computers, right? Operating systems. How all those are being managed, right? Managed. Like tomorrow, a new server or CI is coming up. So how do you add that particular new CI into your organization? So there should be some processes be running like discovery, right? So process of running the discovery is set up in the ITOM, uh, and also configuration of mid servers. So there are various other applications. So which if you want to communicate across each other, then you need to install some mid servers to communicate between the applications to have the data transfer across the applications. So there should be some mid servers installed. So all those concepts are involved in the ITOM basically. CMDB, configuration management database. Configuration management database. So in the organization, there will be various configuration items. Any single unit of an asset is called a configuration item, right? So you have small asset in the organization, like laptop, it will have some ID, right? Asset ID. So that is also a part of assets in the organization. How all those assets, not only laptops, servers, routers, and operating systems, and different IP addresses, softwares, right? How all these organized or managed in the organization. So there will be some database called configuration management database. So in that database, all the CIs assets will be organized, stored, and then managed. The relationship across different CIs, right? So hardware and softwares, there will be some relationship. How all those relationships are managed, right? So all those things are being managed in the CMDB. HRSD, it is mainly used by the HR people for managing their HR related activities like payroll, the absence management, and onboarding, offboarding. All those things are managed in the HRSD. There's one more thing called GRC and SecOps. So GRC and SecOps. GRC is nothing but governance, risk, and compliance. SecOps means security operations. These are all related to the governance or compliance related, right? All those compliance related activities are managed using GRC, and security relations, any activities are there, it will be managed using SecOps, right? And ITAM is part and parcel of the configuration management database, so which is used for managing the assets of the organization. ITFM is again a separate part and parcel of ITBM, which is used to manage the financials related activities in the organization. Event management, it is used to manage the monitoring activities. Like if your service now is integrated to any other monitoring systems, so there will be some events generated based upon uh, the uh, alerts happening on the monitoring. So all those things are managed using event management, right? So these are all different applications which are present in ServiceNow. Okay. So all these applications are required by any organization, IT organization, especially by any IT organization. These applications are required to manage their business. So ServiceNow is an application which is required by the organization to manage their business, right? So if the business of the organization is on ITSM, so this module has to be purchased from the ServiceNow company. The organization's business is on ITBM, then this application has to be purchased from the ServiceNow company. Likewise, all these are licensed, right? So they'll have to be purchased from the ServiceNow company, right? They're not free of cost. So this is one of the feature. And next, version upgrade. Version upgrade, upgrading the version. Every application will upgrade its version, right? It's a normal feature. So why upgrade is required? So upgrade is nothing but in introducing new features and functionalities and developments into the application. So uh, a version which is in the past, okay, that may not be suitable for the current period, right? So it has to be upgraded, it has to be improvised, right? So any application, it cannot stay just like that. It has to be improvised as per the current situations and current problems and issues. Getting it? So it can't just stay with a single handed version. It has to be upgraded to the current market. Likewise, ServiceNow also upgrades its version every year in order to meet the requirements and in order to meet the standards of the customers and the requirements of the customers, right? So there are different versions which ServiceNow had from previous past history to till now. So it started in the year around like 2011 with a version name as Aspen, and every year it started upgrading itself, right? And currently, uh, in 2023, its current version is Utha. Okay, so let me just show you the version history. So it started with the version called Aspen, and next it upgraded to Berlin, Calgary, Dublin, right? See, every year it started, it upgraded its version. And likewise, these are all the versions, previous versions, and currently most of the organizations are using a version of Tokyo, right? So last version was Tokyo, next version is Utha. Okay, many organizations are upgrading to Utha version now, so in 2023, right? So when you look at the Aspen version to Utha version ServiceNow application, there will be lot of changes. You can see lot of you cannot access Aspen version, it's not available at all. But when you just understand, so compared to the Aspen and Utah, there are many improvisations, developments, features in the ServiceNow application. It has changes in the UI, it has changes in the navigation, it has changes in the modules, it has changes in the applications, everything. Totally the complete shape of the ServiceNow application is different from Aspen to Utah, Tokyo, right? So that is actually required. Version upgrade is actually required because it initial version was Aspen in 2011. So if the same Aspen is used in 2023, it can be called as an outdated application. So that's the reason it has to be improvised as per the market standards, right? So that's version upgrade. And then lab environment. So like anybody who wants to learn ServiceNow, so they have to have some platform to learn the ServiceNow application, right? And that means there should be some lab environment to learn the application. So if you take any other application, right, like Remedy, and like you have SAP applications or you have AWS applications. So if you want to learn any of these applications, there should be some lab environment. Some of the lab environments are not free of cost, but ServiceNow lab environment is free of cost. You can access or request for lab environment, and then you can access all the applications. Okay, what ServiceNow licensed version is providing, what applications it is providing, what features it is providing, what all things it is providing. In the lab environment also you'll get all those things. In the lab environment also you'll get all those things, but just the data will change. In the project level or live environment, you will get the live data of the business. But in the lab environment, the configurations, scripts, everything will be same. Features, everything will be same. Just the data will be different. Okay. Say in the live environment, you'll have live business users data of the company. But in the lab environment, you'll have dummy or demo users data. Okay, like that there'll be data changes, that's all, but configurations, scripts, everything remains same. So you'll get free of cost lab environment. So that's also one important feature where you can learn. Okay, you can explore and learn ServiceNow easily using this lab environment. So you have to leverage this lab environment features to learn the ServiceNow application, right? So these are all some of the important features. So even the customers, right? Some company wants to use ServiceNow. So it need not struggle much to train the candidates of its company, right? It can just give some training to the candidates and they can ask the candidates to request for a lab environment, and then they can explore and work, do the learning and development in the lab environment. They need not even spend single penny of amount for getting the lab environment. Getting it? So that's also one good thing in ServiceNow, right? So these are all the features, and these features may not be available in any other applications, right? Ticketing applications in the market, right? So next, so coming to the syllabus part of this course. Okay, so we'll be talking about two things here: administration and other is development. So administration is mainly about learning the core fundamentals of ServiceNow. So in administration, you will learn all the fundamentals of ServiceNow. What are the fundamental concepts? Okay, on the platform. So all those fundamentals you will learn here. So it will have less of coding, right? You'll not write. You'll not be having much of writing coding concepts here in the administration, but I'll be discussing scripting as well wherever required in the administration. Okay, and development is for developers. Okay, so for those who wants to become ServiceNow developer, so development concepts will help them. So here we'll be discussing about writing some scripts for the scenarios, for building some new functionality, or for customizing the functionality. We'll be writing some code here in development. So we'll be discussing about the coding concepts related to ServiceNow in the development. So it's not just used for ticketing process, but also it is used for development process as well. If you want to build some new process within ServiceNow, you have to build by writing some code. So that also that thing is also present in ServiceNow. So I'll just quickly glance over on the syllabus part. Just give me a second. Right. Some problem with my laptop. Trying to find out. right? So I'll try to explain it manually. So I actually have a document, all things we'll be discussing, but I'm not finding it right now. Just I'll try to explain it manually by writing here. So in the administration, we'll talk about ServiceNow UI screen elements. Okay. So when you log into ServiceNow, what all things components you will see, we'll learn about them. So that's about in the first topic. Then we'll talk about user administration. Okay. Next, we'll talk about lists, forms, filters. Next, we'll talk about tables and fields. Next, we'll talk about catalog items. Next, we'll talk about, so as part of catalog items, record producers and order guides, right? Next, we'll talk about workflows, SLAs, events and notifications. Next, update sets, reports, import sets. So all these things will be discussed as part of administration. So development will concentrate on mostly writing code and developing some functionalities. So we'll be talking about server-side scripting using business rules. Scripting includes flow designers, and UI actions, access controls, and fix scripts, schedule jobs. Okay, and it and client side scripting. We'll talk about client side scripts, client scripts, UI policies, UI actions, right? So that's about the server side as well as client side scripting. Next, we'll talk about integrations. Okay, integrations using REST. Okay, so we'll take some integration. So we'll try to integrate two different applications. We'll talk about outbound integration, inbound integration across the applications. At last, we'll talk about ITSM applications overview. Right. So these are all the things we'll be covering as part of the syllabus. So though they are just a single point here, but when it comes to discussion, we'll talk a lot. Okay. So we'll cover the real-time use cases and examples for each of the concept. And also we'll cover the certification point of view questions, and also we'll cover the interview questions as well. Okay. So these three things will help you to become a better professional on the service now. Getting it? So this is about the course content and syllabus. It will be approximately 60 hours of classes for these two. Okay, so approximately 2 months you have to cater your time. So every day we'll be taking 1 hour of class, and it will be for 60 hours in total. So that's it from my side, and any questions, please ask me.
Dilip, this is
Right.
Prabhakar.
Hi.
Dilip, if I raise a request for the whatever it the system replacement or code deployment,
Mhm.
what exactly ServiceNow admin do?
So ServiceNow admin will have a separate responsibility. Okay, as a ServiceNow administrator, their responsibilities are related to managing the health of the instance. Okay,
Okay.
so for example, you are an end user. You are
Yeah.
an end user, and you do not know about ServiceNow, but you just have some problem. So you
Yeah.
can reach out to the support team. They'll try to uh, raise a request on behalf of you. Okay,
Okay.
if you do not
Okay.
know any ServiceNow, and they have additional responsibilities as well. For example, suddenly instance is not working, ServiceNow instance is not working, and customers are will reach out to the ServiceNow admin team or the support team. Okay, you are working in the support project, okay, of your company.
Okay.
Then they'll reach out to you, customers will reach out to you asking you to check or raise ticket. They'll raise ticket, or they'll ask you to raise a ticket, P1
Okay.
or P2, based upon the issue, and you'll have to route the ticket to proper team. Okay, and you'll have to coordinate, because you're from the support project, you'll have to support the application. So whichever the way you can support, you have to support, right? You have to coordinate with the development team, or you have to coordinate with some other team to make sure like health of the instance is managed. Say for
Yeah.
example, I was talking about upgrade, version upgrade. So ServiceNow will be upgraded, so all the upgrade related activities will be managed by the support team. Their responsibility is to see that upgrade is happened properly without any issues. So support team will coordinate with the product ServiceNow team, right?
Okay.
They'll coordinate and manage these things. Many other responsibilities the support team or administration team will have. So
Oh,
developers, they just develop the code, but ServiceNow support team will have more responsibilities.
okay.
Hmm.
But the admin part will don't have any code, right?
Right. They will not have much of the coding responsibility. Developers will have that responsibility.
In admin part, we have SQL or anything.
No, administration part is morely like on to these, like you have to have idea on these administration topics. So you'll have work
Okay.
mostly on this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So customers will come and ask you to check something. Without having platform level knowledge, you cannot check anything. So
Yes.
you should know administration concepts,
Okay.
right? Any other thing, others?
Dilip, how many hours to complete this administrative?
Administration, it may take around 25 classes,
Okay.
25 to
Actually,
30.
I'm looking for only for administration, so that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So approximately 25 to 27 classes will take,
Okay. Thank you.
right? Others, any questions? Alvelu,
No, sir.
Sai Deepika, Satya. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your time.
Okay. Thank you, Dilip.